Hi there. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. I am in Cannon Falls today. We're putting on a roof, and life is good. It was so nice to drive here like at the butt crack of dawn, and the sky looked so beautiful. There was the moon. It was like a little crescent moon with Venus up there, and the sun creeping over, and this like, check this out, all the kind of agricultural wide open spaces type stuff. Very pleasant drive. And then this is my office for the day. I wouldn't want to swim in it necessarily, but it's fun to see new spots and go new places, whatever. Life is good. I had an amazing time last night we had a event where we had Aaron Siri, who is the main attorney for the ICANN, which is it's Dell Big Trees, the high wire activist organization for basically Informed Consent Action Network is what it stands for. And it's basically consumer protections, making sure like nobody's checking to make sure, like for instance, the little booster shots, they tested it on 8 mice before they go and inject it into millions of people after that, with testing on 8 rodents, so they're the watchdog group that actually makes sure that they're not, I don't know, they're held to some standard, and what was awesome is after the speech, I belong to a couple organizations. Mask Off Minnesota is one of them, just kind of fighting for freedom, medical freedom, so we can decide what we get injected in our bodies, and make sure somebody's actually checking the ingredients on these things and looking at the studies to make sure we're not hurting ourselves needlessly, which is pretty much the case, because when the same companies, they profit from their profit is from our illnesses. Okay, and if they own the food companies and own the regulatory agencies, because like half of the CDC and the FDA budgets come from the same people that they're supposed to be regulating, I'm sure that doesn't sway them at all. That like billions of dollars comes from the people that they're supposed to be regulating, and comes from the actual products that are being recommended. If I got paid like $400 million to recommend a product, or not recommend the product, say no, and then not get $400 million, because that's what the CDC got from Moderna recently, by the way, for recommending their product, because they own half of the patent on the thing that they're recommending that you take. And they've got a perverse financial incentive in which to do so. Oh, I'm sure that doesn't cloud their judgment at all, though, in approving and recommending these things. But anyway, so I got to go out to dinner with these guys last night and hang out with some real life freaking heroes of mine. Like Aaron was talking about having like a sleepover over at Bobby Kennedy's, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s house, because he worked with Children's Health Defense. And these guys, are putting their literal, not just their professional lives, but their actual lives on the line because of the amount of money and interest that are in these things. These are actual real life heroes. Dell Big Tree, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Aaron Siri, who I got to spend some time with last night. We had a freaking awesome time. Mark Bashofsky, Patty Carroll, she runs the Vaccine Safety Council of Minnesota. And these people, they weren't anti-vax. Okay, they weren't anti-vax. The reason why they are anti-vax now is like Patty, just one of the sweetest people in the world. Her son was profoundly injured by a vaccine. She wasn't anti-vax. She got him vaccinated. Okay? And guess what? There's a reason why these people are so passionate about this. One of the stories was a couple that had it just like literally made me cry in the middle of this thing. It was a story of triplets, and they went in and they got their shots at a particular age, and this mother and father watched each one of their three kids become profoundly autistic, one after the other in the same day. Okay, so that's not okay, and that's not like, it's not that rare. We have like 30 years ago, the autism rate was like 1 in 10,000. Now it's 1 in like 36. Okay, and it goes just like that exactly with the vaccination schedule, the enhanced vaccination schedule, and dude, shit's not right. Okay, it's not like these people are making it up. Kids are perfectly healthy, and then three of them, and this isn't just one. This is like tens of thousands of people are affected just in this country, and it's not right. Back in 1986, they had the vaccine adverse, the Injury Compensation Act, and where they gave legal indemnification, legal immunity to the vaccine companies against any damages that their products would cause, because they were getting sued out of business because of all the problems they were causing. And one of the first lines, and this is in the bill, is that vaccines are unavoidably unsafe. Okay? I'm not saying that some of them don't have potential benefits, but to require our kids to have like the pertussis vaccine, which actually makes them more spreadable, more of a spreader, not less, more of a spreader. It reduces the symptoms too, so they don't know that they could potentially be carrying it, and causes people to after they get vaccinated to shed for 6 weeks. And if you're around a vulnerable person, nobody's quarantining them. They could be around grandma or whatever. So I mean, the whole thing is built on lies. They literally have zero studies that say that. They don't want to know. They already do know the ramifications with all of the enhanced neurological issues and just allergies and a million different things that have just skyrocketed since we've gone full bore into these little interventions. Because it wasn't like when we were young where you got like 3 of them. They get like 76 different shots, and a ton of them, like the Hep B. I don't think your baby is going to be injecting sharing needles or having sex anytime too soon, your newborn baby, and we're shooting them up with this shit on like day 1. And I'm sorry to be like hot button. I have personal, very close experience with this stuff. It's affected my life. It's affected my family as well. Okay, so anyway, that's why I'm passionate about this stuff, is because I have direct experience with it. And anyway, so do your own, do research, but don't look at the ones that are being funded by the people that are selling it. You've got to you got to dig a little deeper these days, because it doesn't seem like it's out there, because the same companies control the search engines, they control big food, the government. They're colluding. Literally, the same company owns basically everything. It's BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. It's not like it's not a stretch to say, oh, they can coordinate. They don't even have to leave the office, because this company owns 88. One company owns 88. Majority stockholdership of 88% of the companies on the S&P 500. Those are the biggest companies in the country, and the same company has controlling shares in 88% of them. That's why things appear to be so weird. Oh, this trend. It's not a trend. It's just one dude saying, hey, do this. And then every company does it, or at least a huge majority of them starts acting in a certain way because it's coming from a centralized spot. Okay, so anyway, lots going on in the world, but a joyous time, because we were born for such a time as this. Times like this is where heroes are made. There's no chance to be a champion without a challenge. There's no if everything went right all the time, it would just be static, and there would be no room for growth and for awesomeness to ensue, because it's the hard times that makes us strong and teaches us and everything else. So what we do is we don't fret about a thing, because everything will work out exactly as it's supposed to, and we can rest assured that all of this is for our spiritual development, and to embrace it and say, thank you, God, for this opportunity to be a hero in my own life, to be the hero of my life and a hero for those around me, and to play our little parts, because we all have power. And so anyway, life is fantastic. I'm in a great mood today. And anyway, big hugs, good vibes to you and your family. It's a minefield out there, but you know what? We can overcome. Yeah, awesome.